welcome back to JJK Modulo, manga chapter 22. This chapter was great this week, so let's get right into it. So, pretty much in chapter 22, it's kind of broken into two parts because in chapter 21, we got the surprise that Mahito um, was there in this kind of space that Yuji and Maru are at, kind of in like like a space between life and I wouldn't even say life and death. It's like like purgatory, I guess you could say, like the best way to describe it. Um, but yeah, so we kind of get them talking, discussing. It was pretty cool to see that Mahito has been waiting for Yuji all this time. Even in the afterlife, he refuses to move on. Like he hates this guy, and so he's just been waiting for his chance to get his lick back, pretty much. And so it's kind of funny just to see him like oh, I'm gonna kill you, like I really hate you. And I don't know if I was able to say that. Hopefully YouTube doesn't bloop my video for that. But yeah, and so basically right away we get to see Mahito just attack Yuji. And it's kind of cool because it's like he's using what is it, idol transfiguration, and because it's like a soul world, like purgatory, technically everything is in his domain to manipulate. And so he can kind of just like he created like these curses out of nothing, or out of the buildings in the ground. And so kind of this is like the perfect space for him to thrive. However, Yuji is at this point, I don't want to say he might just be the strongest character in JJK that we've ever seen. And I can't put that up for fact yet, but that's pretty much where the community's headed to believing. But yeah, so we see Mahito open up his domain, and then immediately he just gets slashed. And I think if you haven't read the chapter, obviously stop watching this video and go read the chapter and then come back. However, right here, this next slide is where we get to see exactly what Yuji's domain expansion is. And to be honest, I think he opened his domain the first time, and that's kind of where they're at here. And then it's like he did it again. So I don't think he has two, but it's just like opening a domain inside a domain, if that's possible. I haven't really seen anybody like kind of talk about that, but obviously as people will break down stuff later on, we'll see. But yeah, so basically this is Yuji's domain expansion, and it's basically like it's, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like Sukuna times a million. I mean, he just slices everything. And you have to remember that Sukuna is on a physical level. Even the world slash, to pass Gojo's infinity wasn't on this level. So to see Yuji at a point where he's able to slice everything up to the soul, the soul level, is there anything that he can't do? And that's exactly what we see happen to Mahito. And remember, Mahito was just like a conduit for them, or for Maru to be able to use to act out their plan of eradicating curse energy. But yeah, so that's exactly where we're at. And I can't put the text bubbles in here, but if you read it, Mahito's basically, or Yuji tells Mahito, he's like, I don't remember you being this easy. And so it's pretty funny just because at this point Yuji's so strong, it's just like, your light work. And it's really satisfying to see, because I think I hated Mahito all throughout JJK just because, the dude was a menace. And it was like, has such a broken ability that it's honestly really hard to stop him. And so to see him just be like so useless at this point is, it's a treat. But yeah, so this is kind of where we get over to their plan, and it's a weird one, and I don't really know if I like the direction that it's going in. So basically what's going to happen, there's two things. So they want to get rid of cursed spirits, right? And so there's two ways to do this. The first one would be to turn all the Japanese, remove all curse energy from them. And the second one would be to make all the people in Japan curse users. And both come with their issues. Now, the first thing is as we get to the end of the chapter, if you go and you remove all the cursed energy from the Japanese, it kind of takes away from future resources like, and skills if they needed them later on. But then you also take the chance, because the Japanese aren't the only people, but the majority of them come from the Japanese. So you take the chance at like other places developing curses, and maybe it just like spreads out, which could kind of create like a containment issue, because it seems like they're pretty contained to Japan. You might have a couple instances, but other than that, they're pretty contained. But the second thing would be making everybody in Japan curse users, and that comes with its problems, because if everyone becomes a curse user at that point, I mean, bad guys are going to do bad things, and if you give bad guys superpowers, they're going to do horrible stuff. And so basically that's kind of where they're at this in between, and they pretty much settle for removing all of the curse energy, from the Japanese, and they kind of come to a conclusion on that, and I won't say that it's finite, but I kind of lean towards them not doing this. I mean, and my biggest problem with this is, and this is kind of where the chapter ends, but just to go back and give my opinion on it, I think it would be, I'm hoping that it doesn't go in that direction, because Modulo was really short. I know it wasn't supposed to be that long to begin with. It was kind of like a, let's see what happens, and if it falls off, then it falls off. But it's become a big hit. And so if they go ahead and do what I think they're going to do, and they actually remove all the curse energy from people, I mean, it kind of ends JJK. What is JJK without any curse users? And they do state that all the people that currently have curse energy would keep their curse energy and, their skills and abilities and stuff. However, it kind of ruins any future expectations for any future JJK content. But obviously, that's up to them. So we'll see what they do with it. JJK Modulo has had a lot of success, and so I fully expect them to at least find a way to keep this thing running, because I think we've all really enjoyed it. But yeah, I kind of hope they should have I hope they switch it up, because I think they're still at a mixing point, and we're kind of waiting just to see, like, okay, next chapter we'll figure out what's going to happen. And I'm not sure if there's going to be a chapter next week. Let's see. Yeah, 6 days. So we'll have a chapter on Sunday if you're in the US, and I'll be back on Monday to go over it, so we can kind of see what their plans are. We'll probably get more of Deborah and Maharaga, because that battle's been going crazy. So, but I don't think there's that many chapters left, at least like from what was planned. So we should only have like, I think, what was it, 6 last time? So like 4 more chapters. So expect a lot of a lot of conclusions and ends to fights and stuff. But hopefully this isn't the end of Modulo. And oh yeah, right here. Whoops. I should edit that out, but it's okay. We're at the end. Make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate it, and I hope everyone has a great day.